Hey, guys, it's your girl, Kenya Nicole, and I am back with another episode of On Your Shit podcast. And as you know, we are in season 5, y'all, season 5. So it is nothing but the grace of God that I am here to join you guys with season 5, okay? And so today, you guys, we are just going to embark on something that I feel as women, we all know very, very dearly. So it's going to be a little bit of story time, okay? I'm going to give you a little story time. So every woman's story doesn't begin with struggle, right? Some stories begin with warmth, the kind of home where a girl's loved out loud, because every woman's story is not a story of brokenness. It's not a story of bitterness. It's not a story of abandonment. Some of us are loved with the sincerest and the sweetest of love, where we are adorned, where we are valued, where we are made to feel the safest and the securest, throughout our entire childhood. And we're so adorned by our family and spoken to with the sweetest, and we're covered with protection and raised in the abundance that our hearts are shaped in such a way that we want to love the world in that exact same way that we were taught to love, right? And so today's guest, our guest today, is a woman whose brilliance didn't begin with pain, but whose purpose expanded because she chose truth over silence. And some of you may have heard about her story after a video that received over 20 million views. And this video went viral not because of the tragedy, but because of her boldness and her bravery to stand and share her truth. And so today, you guys, I have with me Sarah Joyner. She is a Houston-based talent and performance leader. She's a consultant. She's a storyteller. Her transparency and courage shifted global conversation after this 2025 experience. And so Sarah Joyner says, let us in. I want you to tell the people who you are, not just what you went through, but who you are, and a little bit more than what we've learned from that video.
I appreciate your intro. Like, I'm already just feeling the warm and fuzzies. Like, your voice just calms me. When I talk to you on the phone, I really appreciate your intro. But a little bit about me. I'm a mom of a 4-year-old son. I'm a proud mom. I have 3 brothers that I love very much who spoil me to death. I'm a great, proud daughter to a mother and a father. I'm a cousin, I'm an aunt. I'm fun-loving. I'm a member of my community. I serve at my church. I serve in my community. I'm a really peaceful person who loves to just sit by the beach, listen to the waves. I like staring at the sky at night, counting the constellations. I'm really a homebody, easygoing type of lady.
Okay. And so you guys, I thought that it was so imperative to invite Sarah to come and sit with me and share the depth of her story, because I believe that it just takes extreme bravery to come forward and share the experience, because not only does it take courage to come forward and tell the story when it's just happening with you and just a common man, but when this man is a prestigious man and he's a highly sought after individual and his career is, we all see it in the headlines when people see someone that is well respected and something like this comes forward, we see the ridicule that comes with the woman that comes forward. And I just want to thank the women out there that have rallied behind you and made, that stood with you while you shared what it is that you endured, just the courage. Like, tell us the before, because for someone to be able to have such a craftsmanship of how to make things so beautiful, I am quite sure the craftsmanship of the love story
Blew my mind.
was extremely beautiful. Tell us how beautiful it was in the beginning.
So we have 2 starts. The first start was in our 30s. We dated for 2 years. And it was the cutest girlfriend proposal. This man came to propose to me to be his girlfriend. It was the cutest. We had been friends prior to that. But anyways, one day he calls me out the blue and he's like, hey, I want to come see you. I'm like, okay, fine. He arrives at my apartment and he's like very serious. He comes in pacing, nervous energy. He was like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I want to be your man. And I was like, okay. So he sits on my couch and then he goes through his credentials. Why he could be my man? He's like, look, this is my credit score. Look what I got in my bank account. This is what I'm doing. Like, I could take care of you. And he proceeded to just flowers every week, surprise flowers at my job, walking in the rooms with rose petals and just riding around dreaming out loud together. Like, he's a creative, so he's always creating. And to be around him, that energy is magnetic. And he would pour into me his dreams. And I just enjoyed that. It was during this time also, we lived maybe like 3 miles from each other. He would walk he didn't have a car. His car broke down. And he would walk to get me cake. I'd be like on the phone, I want a red velvet butt cake. He'll walk to Nothing But Cakes, then walk to my house, and then walk back home. And he was so sweet to me. Really, Isaac was really sweet to me. Any kind of problem I had, he was on it. Like, your car need, he was on it. So it was really sweet. And then he started to develop, into the known Isaac and more that we know now. And a lot more women came. And so we kind of faded and we broke up, right? It was too many women. He would take me to the hair salon one time and walk me into the salon, and the stylist doing my hair, who I booked, looked at him, and they looked at each other like, how you know each other? Like, they knew each other. And I'm like, wait a minute. So he was talking to her. I didn't know this. So she's doing my hair. So we ended, right? It was too many women after that. He started blowing up. And I was, went my separate ways. And then we would go back and forth over the years. And whenever I bumped into him at an event, we would spend the rest of like 5 or 6 hours together. If we ever bumped into each other, whatever we was doing stopped, and we was gonna spend with each other. And that was sweet, right? So then fast forward to last year. We didn't talk for like maybe 6 years. Last year, a friend of mine, I was scrolling through Instagram, and a friend posted a video of him. And it made me go down memory lane. So I went to his Instagram and I just I'm like, look at how successful he became. He used to dream to me about this box experience. He was like, one day all these celebrities are gonna have this experience and wear my bag and all this. So to see it, I'm like, wow, I didn't get the concept when he was telling me then, but I was a good girlfriend. Like, okay, baby. And so now I see it in how successful it became. I was proud. And that was it. I just had that moment of memory lane, like he did it. He did what he said he was gonna do.
So that meme became like true in the essence to you. You know, the one that says that a man who dreams need a man who has vision need a woman to like dream for him. You know, that meme.
And we birthed that dream out.
Yeah.
I felt like I did that. Right? I felt like I did that. So that would excuse the grace that I gave him the second time around.
Okay.
So then we get back together. We bumped the very next day after I went down this memory lane and missed him a little.
Okay.
I bumped into him at a kid's birthday party like 12 hours later. And I said, whoa, this is a sign. I manifested you. Like, I told him about what happened last night, and we just started talking again. And at the time, I was like, just in my spiritual walk with the Lord. And I knew what kind of man he was. So I let him know right then, we're going to be friends. It's not going no further. And he started working on me. Popping up at the house and wanting to spend all the time together. Then it was the holidays. So now we spending Christmas together. And that relationship just morphed into us being together all the time and every day. Now, at this time, his money was funny.
I want to stop you right there. You said it was the holidays. If you can be totally honest with yourself, totally transparent, do you think part of you kind of leaned into that? Because nobody want,
I was already lonely. You know how the holidays do you.
Because I see on social media, and y'all know I'm not lying, people be like, okay, if we go ahead and get together now, we can be in matching pajamas.
And
we got
that's
5
exactly-
weeks.
I wasn't on that, but I was glad to have his presence. So I
Yeah,
was inviting
okay.
him for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and for New Year's. And he was at my house almost every day for like 3 months when we reconnected. Like every day. My people was like, do he live with you? Because he would not leave my side. Every day he's coming back. He would leave and come back, leave and come back. So definitely the holidays. And he was very lonely. On Christmas Day, he was depressed. He was sad. You can tell he was, and as a person who respected and loved him, that hurt me that he was so sad. So of course I just wanted him around. Let me just love on him and love on him. And he would just cry on my shoulder. He was really going through a lot. And we see him as successful, but I got to see him, again, his money's funny during this time. He had went through some scandal and it tanked his business. So he's back again with square one. We was like, I'm his day one back then, I'm his day one again. Money's funny again. So we just hanging right now at this point. And it wasn't all glamorous. This was really us just being kids together, dreaming out loud again, get together and laugh and talk again. That was pretty much it. Going to the movies, just hanging. And he would let me know when this trial is over, when this case is closed, my business gonna pick back up and it's gonna be back like it was before. I'm gonna do this.
Wait, rewind. A trial.
Exactly. So yeah, we see him as successful, but right now it's all smoke and mirrors. He's currently has a court date for aggravated theft. He had scammed a bunch of people. It went viral. And so when we got together, he showed me his ankle monitor, that he was wearing this ankle monitor. And he was just, leaning on me. I just was supporting him because I'm like, you're going to get through this. And, you didn't take that money and, you're going to get through this. I went to court with him, held his hand. I'm in there dignified, covered in Isaac Moore jacket. I support him. And I was the support system. The 1 year we were together last was me praying for him, fasting for him. Sometimes he would just pull up to my house, sit in my drive-thru, call me from the driveway and say, can you come worship with me? I walk in there, he already got his hands up. I'm going in there, we would just worship together. He was scared. This was scary. So when his behavior was erratic and strange, I would attribute it to he's got this scary thing over his head. And I don't want that for him.
So do you think that more so than anything, your faith and your walk with God and the fact that you are this woman who prays, that maybe he saw you as a space to be protected in a sense?
That's exactly how he behaved. My house was like a safe place for him.
A safe space?
I remember one time he arrived at my house, and as soon as he walked in the door, he saw me, he hugged me, and fell asleep. He don't do drugs or drink. He just was at peace. So when he woke up, I said, what happened? He was like, I just finally was like at peace. And I thought these things were so cute to me. Like he would get sick or something happened, he wanted to come right to my house. Like, can you help me? He got a cold or his ankle hurting or something like that. So I think, I definitely represented a therapist, a counselor, a midwife to pray and push him through and all that.
And it's like, I say this to my friend a lot. I ask my friend this. I'm like, are you kind of like a space for, I think my friend has this thing where she like birds with broken wings.
I don't like it no more. I think I did.
Do you think you were, okay.
No, because I've never poured into a man the way that I poured into him.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because of our first relationship. That whole time we had together was so cute.
So much history.
Yeah, so this time I was like, and I'm much more seasoned as a woman now, and in my walk with God, I'm like, we gonna get through this, and you're gonna become this great man that I believe you are. So we're gonna get through this. And I was willing to go to work. And it's interesting, I wanna mention this too, because prior to us reconnecting at that birthday party, I had been praying and fasting for like 4 months. I would do a weekend fast, Saturday and Sundays, and on my lunches fast for like an hour and just pray. And I would intentionally pray for relationships, not to get married, but to repair rifts I had with friends and cousins. And I just wanted to have a better, deeper connection with the people around me. And then in comes this man. And I was celibate too. I want to say that too. I was celibate for 2 years. And so I'm letting him know we're not sleeping together. You can get it where you got to get it. I'm not doing that with you. And he just wore me down, and I slowly stopped praying. I slowly stopped going to church. So he was definitely a distraction for this walk that I had, that God had me on. And probably the counterfeit husband that God was going to send me.
I was just going to say that because, as a woman of faith myself, I understand, like, in that walk and in that fasting, I always take a look at reflectiveness at Jesus. That as soon as you come off of the fast, here come the temptation. Because soon as Jesus came off the fast, here comes Satan. If you really the son of God, turn this stone into bread. So I always feel like once I go on a fast and I immediately come off, something is coming to test me. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm already like, I'm side-eyeing anything that's going on for the next couple of... I didn't do it at first, but over time, I started assessing it from that aspect because I've been there to where I didn't find myself where I've had to, and now I have to go to a whole new level because now I got to get this soul tie and break free from this soul tie. Mm-hmm. And so the whole process of that, what would you say were things that you basically kind of compromised when it came to what your deal breakers were, but because of the history the two of you had?
Girl, everyone.
Because, you mentioned an ankle monitor, you mentioned...
So listen, during this time, I had also made my list, my husband list, and I have it tacked above my desk in my office. Mm-hmm. So when Isaac comes back into my life, I refer to this list, not right away, but like maybe after about 4 months, when I started to be like, I don't know about this. And I looked at my list, and he was like, only 4 things on my list.
Oh, wow.
And the main thing he was not on my list was like a man of integrity. Like I love a man of strong character, right? And so he's dealing with all of this scandal.
Yeah.
And his excuses that he had for certain things were him like kind of manipulating people to me. And I just was like, Sarah, why did you do that? Like 4 out of 15? And oh God.
You know what's kind of wild? I'm just sitting here and it's just really kind of coming to me. The fact that your name is Sarah, his name is Isaac.
And that was another thing for us. I used to be like, Sarah and Isaac. This is my baby right here. Yes. Yes.
And you thought he was the Isaac, but he was like really like the Ishmael.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But the aftermath, like God, the way God is using this. Mm-hmm. No, seriously, the way God is using this, I got a client for my business based off of this. And I ain't talking about a regular client. I'm talking about a client that's a year's worth of salary client. Like,
because he still say all things work together. Like all things work together. God knew you were gonna make the decisions that you made even before you made them, and He still knew that that even though you would make those decisions, that it would still lead you right back to Him at the end of the day.
My prayer yesterday, because I recognize God is faithful to me, I'm not faithful to Him, and that hurt my heart. I said, God, help me to be faithful to you. Don't let a man come and I just change my program. Like, how am I eager to pray at lunch?
I don't want other women to do this. Nobody, even if you're a man out there, because men can get caught up too. I don't want you to beat yourself up with that. I think that the love of God that you carry within you wanted you to have that grace and that unconditional love for him. I'm not gonna call him a dad, for him. But I encourage the whole thing where God says, like, He says, love others as we first love ourselves. And so I had to learn this for me. So now that I've learned it for me, I pass it down to others. Whenever I'm dealing with a person and it's kind of getting a little between us, I'll say, would I love me the way that they're loving me? Is this how I'm loving myself?
That's real.
Yeah.
And I had that awareness during this, in endurance. I would say I endured this relationship. Because I would tell him, like, Isaac, man, come on now. You know, I treat myself much kinder than all this you doing. And I just knew that I deserve much better. But still, I'm like, let me not give up on him. This is just a season. This gonna pass. It's just a season. And I put myself through unnecessary trauma, believing that way. Like, okay, no, you need to cut off people that you know for a fact don't treat you the way that you treat yourself. I know for a fact I treat myself better than this. I know for a fact.
But it's also easy to kind of romanticize.
100%, that's what I did.
Because all of the love bombing in the beginning, and it's like a psychological thing that you have to kind of help yourself unpack mentally. So give yourself the grace to be able to do that. So did you, once you became into the awareness, did you kind of?
I believed, I knew he wasn't my husband maybe about 5 months ago, right? So now we about 6 months in, and 7 months in, and I said, okay, but I'm gonna support him through his trial. I'm gonna get him through this trial. You know, he's my friend. At the end of the day, we gonna be friends, I thought. That, I should have not did that.
I was just gonna say that. I was about to say that
I should
too.
have not did that.
Okay, ladies, fellas too, because we like to say once the relationship, we see that it's not working on the romantic side, we'll say, we'll be like, well, still, this is my friend.
Yes. He ain't your friend. Friends don't treat each other like that.
Friends don't treat each other like that, y'all. Yeah,
He ain't no friend of mine.
That is no friend. Like, no, that is not a friend.
Yes, I know now, girl.
This is, yeah.
I learned a lot about myself in this through this experience, really. And
that's the beauty of it, though.
Yes. That being graceful does not mean you're a doormat. So I can extend grace, and I know that my own frailties and flaws make me imperfect, so I can like look at that in somebody else and accept theirs. No. I can maintain my standards and love somebody from a distance.
Yes.
Genuinely respect them from a distance, knowing that you're not gonna bring my life down. I love me too much to let you bring me down. That doesn't make me not graceful. That doesn't make me unforgiving.
Right.
That just means I need to protect me because I love me. The God in me, God loves me. God is so gentle with me.
He says, guard your own heart with diligence.
Because if you don't guard, out of your heart comes the issues of life. You let the wrong thing in your heart and all this foolishness is now in your life. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I get it now. I for real got to guard my, and I'm a lover girl. I love romance. So I romanticize everything.
Listen.
But you got to be a girl to yourself and be a woman in the world. Like,
because you can go and you can cook dinner for yourself and you can romanticize that.
Yep.
You can go run your bubble bath and you can romanticize that. You can,
I love it. Sometimes I'll be just twirling through my house like, this is my house. I'm
And
a big kid in my
romanticize
house
that.
all by myself. Exactly. Yo, get myself flowers. Yes.
And romanticize that. So I have a question. What advice do you have for single moms that are dating?
So this is I had a baby at 37 years old, right? I'm late stage having a child. So my life was pretty in these patterns, and I've been doing a lot of dating, right? And I would think about things differently once I had this child. Now, I never let a man around my child. I would never let, and that's why they couldn't come to my house, because my son is there. My son couldn't be there. But Isaac, I know Isaac. You can come on in my house. You can be around my child, and don't do that. You need to vet every single person that's going to bring it to that you're going to bring around your child, even if you think you know them. And by vet them, I mean background check. If something comes up on that background check, investigate it, discuss it. I mean periods of time, because people can present one thing for 6 months.
That's right.
They can present something for a year. Your child is so fragile. You need to make that person, I would say, like, next time, at least a year before you even get to introduce yourself. And that year is because you talking about marriage. You talking about, and not you talking, but you walking it. I can see you serious about this. Don't bring your child around nobody. That was a mistake for me. My son, had some weird vibes with him and will be like, Mr. Isaac's coming, mommy? I don't like Mr. Isaac. And I used
And kids always know. Yeah. Kids always know, y'all. Kids always know. They have this sweet innocence about themselves that, kids always can pick up on good
listen
energy.
to your kids, because I didn't listen to mine.
Yeah.
About 5 months in, my son told me this about Isaac.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And so how are you unpacking this season and not making sure that you don't carry any of this into your next season?
Honestly, it's through the wisdom of the Holy Spirit. So when I went viral, all these women surrounded me, like calling my phone, DMs, hey, can I come sit with you? And that support helped me to like recognize how loved and respected I am, right? So that love and respect is powerful.
Right.
So now I can look at my face in the mirror when I saw it all tore up, and I'm like, this gonna heal. This body is what you damaged. You didn't touch my soul. You didn't touch my spirit. And then I went right back to my same praying pattern. It was like the Holy Spirit was like, okay, wake up 5 o'clock in the morning again. Let's get back to it. Like nothing ever left. So I really believe that that's how I've been able to get through it, is like tapping into my faith, accepting the fact that I loved him. I loved Isaac purely. I love him still, I loved him honestly. And I feel honored that I was able to do that. I would have never accepted a man with an ankle monitor, and I went outside of myself to care for somebody who was in need. And I feel good about that. And that's a new perspective. I don't feel like I lost. I feel like I got the experience to love somebody purely, and I enjoyed the good parts of it. And now that it's over, I'm looking forward to loving myself and maybe the next love experience.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful that you did not allow the situation to change the posture of your heart, because that's the biggest thing. And to understand that was just an experience and not your story.
Can I share something that helped me with that? Because I have had my heart broken where a love failed and I got down and I cried every day for 6 months, and I didn't want to date or even look at a man for like a couple of years. So when this happened, my first thought was, I'm not going to get depressed. You're not going to do that to me again, because that man had too much power over me. That man don't deserve all that power.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's 3 years of my life wasted over what? So this time I was intentional. You're not going to do that again.
I know,
not this
that's
time.
right.
I'm moving on. I had 2 days of crying. My friend, who's like my spiritual mentor, older lady, she was like, you going to do a lot of crying? I said, I did 2 days, that's enough.
Get up out these sackcloth clothes and move on. I know that's right.
And I mean, that's it. Also, I've been in the gym. I've been working that intensity out in there too. So I think all that lined up, but I promise you, a man doesn't have that kind of power over me. Only person that has access to my trigger is me.
That's
Only
right.
person that has access to my accelerator is me. Only person that has access to my brake, my stopping point is me. That's it.
Come on now. Come on, help them. Now, you talked about the community online and the women that rallied with you online. How supportive was it when it came to like friends and family with this? Because all of the history and everybody knowing you guys in that capacity.
I have a very supportive family, so everybody wants me to to have a better experience in my love life. But the women were a little bit harsh. Let's see, the older women. Like, my mama the same day was like, I told you, and you shouldn't have been dealing with him. And I'm talking about face toe up. I said, can you wait till my face heals to chastise me, please? Right? So, but I know she loves me. She comes from a good place, but that was rough. But the men, my brothers, I have 3 brothers, and male friends. Oh, baby, they calling me every day. My little brother lived in Austin, drove to Houston to stay and take my son and give me some space. And they were also hurt and depressed and wanted to do something. And didn't, the men took it very, very hard, for sure. The women were supportive and kind, but a little bit, I told you.
Yeah.
and maybe a little gossipy too, like, you know, kind of because a little gossipy. And I'm like, I'm not even in that space right now, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I really, and then there are people who perceive me as strong, right? So they just immediately think you just about to move right on, and I am gonna move right on, but I'm still gotta mourn, I still gotta heal, and I still want to just melt and, you know, do my little sit around.
Yeah. Because it's also a grieving phase of grieving what you thought it was. And I don't think that people understand that you do, because you grieve the possibility of what it was, because now it's not. And so you do have to grieve it, because even though it happened the way that it did, it's still a loss. So we're human. And so the humanistic experience of it is, I need to allow myself to emotionally grieve that, because it's human. You know what I'm saying? And it's normal to do that. Allow myself to process it, release it, bid it adieu.
That takes time. You can't even press that. You just gotta let because you know how grief is. It flows how it's gonna flow. You can't control it. Right now I'm about to cry. Yes, exactly. That day I broke down, I felt so strong in the morning. By the nighttime, I couldn't get off the floor. So you just never know how that grief gonna go.
And with you being with someone in that type of limelight, where would you say, because you're a very phenomenal woman, you are an author and all of this, like, transformational coaching, I think you're even in real estate, where would you say you dimmed your light to allow his light to shine brighter?
The whole thing, like, from jump, because I could see he was such in a fragile state. And when I made a comment to him about how different his eyes looked to me. His eyes looked a lot harder, and I experienced that I was just trusting that life had been rough on him. So I really humbled myself for this man, and like, I put my needs, I didn't even feel my needs. I felt like my need was to serve him. So the whole thing, like, I mean, stuff that I know I can't stand. Like, for me, I'm very punctual, and I like, so we make dates. You know, I'm used to the date is on time and all of that, so he was consistently late and no-shows, and I never accepted that from anybody else. But I'd be like, he got a lot going on, and he depressed, and he's sad, and he's scared, and it's okay. It's okay. I really humbled myself for this man. Like, every single possible, I humbled myself for him. So I really put myself down. And in a way that I didn't feel like I was putting myself down, I felt honored to do it. If I'm gonna be a wife, I gotta submit to this man, and this and that, and, you know, the mind game I done played with, let me show him that I can be submissive to him. And he probably played on it, used it, try to see how much you gonna submit. Yeah, without question. He would say sometimes, like, stop questioning me. I felt like I'm more intelligent than him, right? But when you're a real smart woman, that could be frequent when you're dealing with men. And I ain't gonna keep pointing out that I don't follow that logic, or I know it's not right. I did that a lot. I would just hold my breath. But then I felt like I was practicing skills, right? I was practicing submission. This is crazy. I was practicing not, interrupting the man while he talks. This is how I was thinking. Like, let me just fall all the way back and be this sweet, submissive character that I know he likes. I changed my voice and talk softer. He likes all this stuff.
So you were dealing with someone emotionally unavailable and decided that you were going to walk on eggshells to make this work.
And did.
And the thing about it is that you know how it says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Like, he found a woman that was in the posture of a wife, but he's not in the posture of a husband. So you remain in the posture of a wife, and when the right one comes, because the right one gonna come, and I think that, my prayer for women who are actually in the posture of a wife, because it says that when he finds you, you're already a wife, ladies.
That's right.
You do not become a wife because a man gives you a ring. Mm-hmm. He finds you in the posture of a wife. When he comes, remember, ladies, we choose. That's our power.
That's right.
We choose. But I'm still stuck on you saying you was changing your voice and stuff. I'm trying to process
Well,
that
girl,
part.
talking softer.
But that's all that was. You just were in the posture of a wife because that is, you're destined to be that. And in due time. And sometimes I believe that right before the real thing comes, the counterfeit takes place. And in this next season of you allowing God to do what God is going to do, that which He had for you, as long as, I feel like when we allow the process to take place, then God positions us for for the promise, and the promise comes. And as long as we don't get caught back up with somebody trying to spin the block. Now, if they come trying to spin the block, it ain't nowhere for them to park, y'all. Gotta remember that. It ain't nowhere for them to park. They try to spin.
Don't look back.
Don't look back.
Don't look back.
Don't look back.
Yes.
But before we get out of here, I want to play a little game with you.
Okay.
We're going to play a game, and we're going to call this game Selfish or Self-Care.
Okay.
So, blocking someone with no explanation.
Self-care.
Okay. Is it really self-care, or is it? So no explanation?
Well, what are you dealing with? Because I'm telling you, I got people calling my phone, texting me weird things like you a thief too. You stole from Isaac and you this and that. I got blocked them. I can't explain to you why I'm blocking you.
It's too much. Yeah, you ain't got to get no
But a
energy
lover,
to that.
okay. Now, from the perspective of a relationship, no, I don't believe we should do that. We should honor each other by communicating that, hey, you know what? This relationship has ran its course, or maybe I'm not interested anymore. In a kind way, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
You don't have to be like, I don't like you, you this and that, and it's over. You can be like, this just isn't working for me anymore. Take care. I've done that before, and then I'll block you after that, just in case, right? If I feel like you're a little bit weird, maybe, because I've done the online dating.
Yeah, because I don't want you responding no more after that.
That's
Leave
right.
it alone.
That's right. Yeah.
Chapter closed. Okay.
Good point.
Taking 72 hours to respond while healing.
Oh, self-care. And people were like I had someone, I ain't gonna say what their relationship is with me, but someone who was aggressively calling me during like the 2 days of me melting down because they needed my advice for some career advice. I'm a career coach. They're related to me though. They know what I'm going through. I said, then when I finally got them, what's up? I've been calling you. I'm going through a trauma right now, if you don't mind. Can I just, I was going to call you back, but I can't.
Can I preserve me for me?
Please. Yeah. Yeah, so you got to take it. Yeah.
They probably should have got a block. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay. Not explaining your boundaries.
This is something I struggle with because I love information, so I feel like I should share it. But you don't have to explain your boundaries. You really don't. Mm-hmm. No could be no. You ain't even got to add no explanation to no. No, period. That's it.
Okay. And what about saying no even when it disappoints others?
Yeah, that's self-care. You have to say no. You have to. It's okay.
Last one. Leaving without closure when closure equals safety.
Had I done that, my face wouldn't have got busted up. That's why I went over there to talk through. Let's talk through this and become friends. Had I been like, well, I ain't talked to him, he ain't answering the phone, goodbye. That closure should have been good enough for me. But me feeling like, you know what, we're going to talk through this, not to get back together, but to get to an amicable place.
Oh, wow.
That's how I ended up with this situation. So, yeah.
For closure?
For closure.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So sometimes you got to find closure within yourself. You can't get it from the outside.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay. Last and final thing. I would like for you to give us 5 ways that you have learned to love yourself more through all of this.
That realization that love is sacred, and so the fact that I was able to give it unconditionally, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. You know, some women will be like, you need to toughen up and, don't be just falling in love and you can't love no man. You got to respect the man. I've heard all kind of things about people afraid of love, but I realize I can love, and that means that God is with me, and I'm okay with that. So that's something that I learned about myself. Instead of like getting down, like I'm weak and I just be loving anybody.
Yeah, give him the same energy he gave you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they own. That's what they own.
Give him a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, I'm not on that. Yeah, so I learned that I can love. I am love, and that's good.
That's beautiful.
Another thing I learned about myself is I am definitely resilient and stronger than I think. Because the day that I was assaulted, I was down bad. My friend picked me up, and I was just silent for hours, just sat there in a daze, couldn't concentrate on nothing, right? And I felt like this is going to be my next couple of months like this. Next day, I woke up, I saw my face, I said, no. And I made that video, and I realized I'm resilient. I can get myself through anything. Another thing I learned is I ain't as tough as I think I am. I used to talk a lot of trash. Ain't no man gonna put his hands on me. A man put his hands on me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I didn't do nothing. I froze. I was shook. So I ain't as tough as I think. That's a lot of bravado, a lot of trash talking with my brothers. Thinking I've been fighting my brothers all my life. No, I can't. The fourth thing I learned about myself, I am a wife. So like I could feel like at this stage in my life I've never been married, and I start to feel like maybe I'm just not a wife. But the way I was able to support this man during this time and genuinely submit to him and still honor him and respect him right now, I'm a wife. I'm a good one too. Loyal to the end. We taking this ship till the wheels fall off. I am a wife. So that any doubt, whether I get married or not, I'm a wife. I'm okay with that. I just take care of me, love on me. Fifth thing I learned, don't give nobody access to your children.
These were all questions about how did you love yourself?
Oh, love myself better.
Yes.
Okay. So the last one. The reason why I posted the video was because I have a goal. So I had a goal. I was already working on my content and building my following on TikTok. And it just showed me that if something traumatic could happen to me, and I could get up and continue to push towards my goal, that means I'm a really powerful woman, and no boundary could stop me. And what I need to do is, when I feel tired, rest. When I need support, go ask for it. Because there's so many women. I've been working in a silo, like hustle, and these women swarmed around me. So I learned that I can ask for help, and it could be good and help me too. And I can push towards a goal, and the pushing feels good for me. That's a form of love. Like
that is love.
Yes, the pushing feels good. So,
and it doesn't mean that you're weak because you ask for help.
Yes, I've been so vulnerable these past couple of weeks.
And being vulnerable, that's love.
Yes,
that's some love for yourself. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so.
That's good. That's good.
That's what I learned.
So are there anything, like any upcoming projects, anything you want the people to know when it comes to what you may have going on?
So I am launching my boutique executive headhunting firm. It's called Kindred Executive. This launching this week. I got
congratulations. 3
clients already that came to me. I ain't even launched the business yet. So that's going on. And really just focus on my content journey and see where this goes. That's all I have going on right now.
That's beautiful. And so where those that may not have followed you until today, where can they go and connect with you? Give them your information.
Yes. Okay, so on TikTok, I'm SayJoQueen0. On Instagram, I gotta get all these one names. I'm Miss Sarah Joyner, spelled just like my name. And on YouTube, I'm another name. Lion Table Podcast. We'll get it together, y'all. But follow me on TikTok. That's where I've really been pushing. So on TikTok, SayJoQueen0. Please follow me on TikTok.
Okay, guys. And so, of course, It's your girl, Kenya Nicole, with On Your Shit podcast. And until next time, you guys, make sure that you like, you share, you follow. But more than anything, you know, we take accountability. We tell our truth. We own our truth. We stand in our truth. And we just, you know, own our shit.
Period. That part.
All right.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.